Every Super Mario 64 player remembers the stars that haunted their childhood. The ones where the fall meant not just your progress, but your patience. 10 stars that defined what it meant to struggle, learn, and master the game. These are the 10 hardest stars in Super Mario 64, and how I finally conquered them. What seems like an innocent rematch quickly turns cruel. Your penguin foe jumps off the start line and bursts into a quick lead. By holding the analog stick up, Mario can overtake him, but he's fast, and the game's rubber banding mechanic boosts the bird back in front. There are 2 sharp right turns, and if you're not moving fast enough, you will fall off. Next, the course has a few winding turns. You may be ahead of your rival, but you're not out of the fire yet. Nintendo placed ice blocks at the end of the race, and if you're not on a perfect line, you'll fall to your doom. I can't tell you how many times I thought I had this one as a kid, only to slide off the ice at the end. Savvy players will remember the shortcut and beat the bird to the bottom. However, unlike slip sliding away, the penguin deems this cheating and won't give you his prize. Now, I'll show you my recommended strategy for beating the bird. As mentioned earlier, he takes a head start, but we can quickly zoom past him by holding the analog stick up. Take the turn and follow the coins on the ground. Jumping here will slow you down. Follow the track to the left, and the penguin will race past you as Nintendo activates their rubber band mechanic. Get in front of him, and make sure you're going fast enough to stay on course. From this point forward, follow the path and go as fast as possible. Your rival will speed up at the end to try and best you at the finish line. Stay in the middle across the ice, and you've done it. Blast to the Lonely Mushroom from Tall Tall Mountain is all about precision and nerve. The star title tells you everything you need to know here. Get to the cannon and shoot for the star. Where is that dang cannon anyway? Begin by climbing the mountain until you get to the Chuckya enemy. If you continue to scale the mountain, you'll find Yukiki the monkey. He is your indicator that you've gone past the Bob-omb. The way the camera moves to the right in this shot and faces the rest of the mountain makes it nearly impossible to spot him on the platform below. Talk to him and open the cannon. The cannon animation doesn't play here as I've opened it previously. Jump down into the water and start scaling the mountain again until you see the mushrooms with red coins on them. Make your way to the 2 small mushrooms in the center. There's a level warp on the second one, something that can only be found through tireless exploration. On this attempt, I make it to the second mushroom, but jump a bit too far. Mario grabs on, and I thought he would pull himself up, but he falls instead. Take the warp and follow the path to the cannon. Be careful, as the path gets very narrow. You could walk or tiptoe if you need to. My cannon aim wasn't great as a kid, and I shot Mario over the star and into certain doom quite a few times. The trick to an accurate shot is to place the bottom of the reticule above this cloud. That should blast Mario into the star and get you one closer to 120. You spot the massive head right from the start and begin your ascent. Sprint to the right past Mario's enemies: Chill Bully, Moneybag, Mr. Blizzard, Spindrifts. Next, jump the ice sheets. Falling into the frozen lake will drain Mario's health fast. A few more platforms lead to the Snowman. He asks if Mario is an ice ant or snow flea before saying that he'll blow the plumber away. Unlike the racing penguin in Cool Cool Mountain, this one is a feathered friend. Stay behind the flightless bird and it'll block the wind gusts from the snowman. This one looks simple until the snowman's breath blows you off the ice and back to the start of the level. To add to the humiliation, Mario loses his hat, forcing you to retrieve it. On my way back to the snowman, I start covering more ground with long jumps, a strategy that works throughout the game. Unfortunately, I mistake a money bag for a coin and immediately pay the price. I'm able to triple jump and clear the ice sheets entirely, landing on the platform above. I tuck in behind the penguin again, staying close to his tail and matching his movements. Once he waddles past the snowman's icy breath, that's your cue to move. After recovering the health I lost in my money bag mishap, I backflip up to the next platform. Then comes the final leap toward the star. I hold my breath as Mario nearly slips off the edge, but he hangs on, and I grab the star at last. Tricky Triangles on Rainbow Ride ended up being one of the last stars I collected back in '97. I'd already made several attempts on the course before I realized you could simply turn around and long jump straight to the striped pole. Getting the camera lined up is crucial here. One bad angle and you're tumbling into the void. After sliding down the pole, hop onto the first seesaw platform. From there, ride the swinging platform across to the next section. The second seesaw leads you up to the higher set of falling platforms. It's touch and go with this double jump, narrowly reaching the platform. After that, leap over the flames and continue toward the yellow platform. In this run, I clip the edge of the platform and fall, so close to a clean finish. In this attempt, I miss the pole completely and end up flattening Mario. Fortunately, there are plenty of nearby coins to refill my health. I retrace the same route, from the seesaws to the swinging platform and back to the yellow platform. Once you reach the other side, the course branches. You can climb upward toward the Swinging in the Breeze star, which is the fourth star in this level, or continue straight ahead. Move forward and you'll come across a purple switch. Hitting it flips a row of triangles to form a temporary path. The catch is that the entire sequence is timed. Run out of time and the triangles flip back over, sending Mario sliding into the abyss. If you're not confident you'll make it, or if the timer's running out, like it is for me here, you can deliberately drop to the safety of the gray platform below and reset the switch for another try. This time, I managed to pull it off with 2 quick jumps, a backflip, and a few final hops to reach the star. The tranquil melody of Dire Dire Docks is one of the most iconic and soothing tracks in gaming history, but that calm disappears fast when you're hunting down the 100 coin star. The Nintendo 64's draw distance, the range at which objects become visible, was notoriously short. This forces you to get close to coins before they appear. 5 of these coins are tucked here, so high in the level that many players, including myself, never noticed them at first. There is a second area, deeper in the level, with 8 coins. With 106 coins in the entire level, it's easy for a player to fall short of the 100 coin mark. Collect every coin in the opening area, including the floating lines of gold shown here. Be sure to check the seafloor around the treasure chests. There are a few easy-to-miss coins resting down there. Steer clear of the water vortex in the center. Its current can pull Mario in and force an unfortunate restart. You'll also find 3 rings of 8 coins each. Swim cleanly around every ring to grab them all. This not only pushes you closer to the 100 coin goal, but it also helps keep Mario's power meter topped off while you're underwater. And of course, watch out for Sushi the Shark patrolling the area. Follow the arrows to swim into the larger section of the level. As you head left, proceed with caution. There are 5 coins hidden beneath an opening, but the current in this area is incredibly strong. If it pulls you in, you'll be swept out of the course entirely and dumped back into the courtyard of Peach's castle. With 101 other coins available in the stage, many players may decide these risky 5 just aren't worth the trouble. For reference, here's a clip of me sitting at 96 coins, remembering that there were coins in this spot, but not their exact location, and getting dragged straight back to the courtyard. Having to start the entire stage over from 0 coins is exactly why this star earns a place on the list. Continuing our push toward 100 coins, we're now approaching the second area impacted by the N64's draw distance. This area has 8 coins. Notice how close you have to swim to the clam before the coins even appear. Once you've gathered your haul, head up to the surface. On your way to the purple switch, scoop up the coins floating along the path, then double back to the newly formed platforms. From here, climb up into the pole jumping section, where you can snag all 8 red coins as well as the 6 blue coins waiting at the top. As we make our way into the pole jumping section, this is where the coin count really starts to climb. I'm grabbing 4 of the 8 red coins here. Once those are secured, I head over to the 6 blue coins. These are absolutely essential for the 100 coin star. With these collected, the finish line is finally in sight. I get red coins 5 and 6, which is enough for me to attain the 100 coin star. Rainbow Ride is already one of the most challenging courses in Super Mario 64, but Cruiser Crossing the Rainbow takes that difficulty to a whole new level. Right from the start, Mario is introduced to one of the strangest platforming mechanics in the entire game, the magic carpets. These carpets act as moving platforms that carry Mario along preset paths, and at first, they seem like a blessing. Finally, something that doesn't instantly drop you into the void. But it doesn't take long for the game to reveal the catch. If Mario steps off a carpet for too long, it simply vanishes, leaving him with nothing beneath his feet but a long fall back to the beginning. It's a clever twist that forces players to stay focused and stay on board. As the carpet moves forward, it becomes clear this mission is all about patience. You're not racing against the clock here. You're racing against your own nerves. Every jump, dodge, and adjustment means weaving around hazards while never losing sight of the carpet beneath you. Halfway through, the path splits, but for Cruiser Crossing the Rainbow, we're taking the carpet on the right, the one that leads to the flying ship floating in the sky. This final stretch is the trickiest, with tight jumps and moving blocks that can push Mario straight off the edge. But once you reach the cruiser itself, it's just a short climb to the top. The Power Star is waiting there, making the slow, stressful journey worth it. In the end, Cruiser Crossing the Rainbow is a test of patience, timing, and trust in the game's unique moving platforms. Even after you've collected it dozens of times, you still get that tiny rush of relief when your feet finally hit solid ground again. It's frustrating, creative, and completely unforgettable, and it perfectly represents what makes the final stretch of Super Mario 64 so iconic. And there's nothing quite like that feeling when you finally step off the carpet and claim your star. Wing Mario Over the Rainbow is the ultimate test of wing cap control, and here, every island isn't just a potential death sentence, it's something even crueler. Instead of losing a life, you're teleported all the way back outside Peach's castle, forced to climb back up before you can even try again. Just like in other wing cap challenges, success here comes down to how you handle the analog stick. Small, deliberate movements keep Mario on course, especially when he's carrying a lot of speed, whether he's blasting out of a cannon or diving to gain momentum for a higher climb. You can manage this with light taps of the stick or very gentle directional nudges. Controlled turns and subtle adjustments are the key to staying alive. This is one of the toughest secret stars in the game, tucked away on the castle's rooftop alongside heavy hitters like Tick-Tock Clock and Rainbow Ride. By this point, you should have a solid feel for how long the wing cap lasts, and that knowledge is crucial here. The moment you sense the cap running low, make for a platform and regroup. Unlike Bob-omb Battlefield, where landing means trekking back to the floating island, or Tower of the Wing Cap, where touching down makes it impossible to regain enough height for the remaining coins, this rooftop area gives you a lifeline. Thanks to the cannons scattered around, you can instantly launch yourself right back into the action whenever you need to. The 2 pink islands scattered around the sky each contain a cannon, but navigating between them is incredibly disorienting. With nothing but open sky and a bottomless void around you, finding reliable reference points is nearly impossible, and the few floating islands feel like tiny lifeboats for our airborne plumber. When you finally reach one, the safest way to land is with a ground pound. Sliding in on Mario's belly or trying to stick the landing any other way can send you slipping right off the edge. Here, I fire out of the cannon, grab onto the green pole, and slide down to snag the red coin. 4 down, 4 to go. There's a cloud platform waiting safely beneath you. There's a single transparent cloud ahead, so I line myself up to grab the coin. I skim just a little too high and barely miss it, so I loop back around and secure number 5. With my wing cap running low, I touch down near a cannon to refresh the timer and regain some altitude, then set my sights on coin number 6. After blasting out of the cannon, I spot it off to my left, loop around, and move in to collect it. I fly up to the higher cannon, blast to the final cloud, and snag the last 2 red coins. One more flight takes me straight to the star. The time mechanic in Tick-Tock Clock is pure genius. The moment you step inside, the platforms shift depending on the clock's minute hand. Enter at 12 and everything freezes, giving you a rare moment of calm in a hectic level. At 3, time slows down, letting you carefully plan each jump. At 6, platforms move unpredictably, testing your reflexes to the limit. At 9, everything speeds up, turning the level into a frantic rush. Timing is everything. For Stomp on the Thwomp, the course's 4th star and one of Super Mario 64's toughest, enter at 3. Jump past the pendulum, climb the stairs, and leap onto the conveyor belt. Move past a single moving block, slip by the second pendulum, and run toward the trio of rotating blocks. These blocks bounce down before flipping, so when you reach the top one, wait for it to turn before advancing. Push past the next conveyor belt and climb the hexagonal platforms. I like to backflip onto the grating, dodge the amp, and jump to the pole. You can snag an extra life by doing a handstand at the top, a huge help if this star takes you multiple tries. From the heart platform, hop to the triangular platform, and keep climbing until you reach another pair of rotating blocks. Execute your jump right after they turn so you have enough time to reach the second block and backflip to the upper ledge. The next gap is a little tricky, but a well-timed double jump will carry you across. Avoid the platforms that jut out at you and ride the conveyor belts upward. Continue up the walkway to face 2 rotating platforms. Time your move as they flatten out. Navigate the final set of triangular platforms, but don't push too far forward or the flamethrower will roast you. From here, ride the minute hand to the conveyor belt where the titular Thwomp blocks your path. Wait for him to slam down, backflip onto his head, and jump to the star. If you miss, as I did in this attempt, you'll drop to a lower platform and have to climb back up. Precise jumps, big vertical climbs, and the constant threat of falling make this star one of the most demanding in the level to collect. But with patience and determination, you'll nab that star. The toughest blue coin section in the entire game leads directly into my penultimate pick, Rainbow Ride's infamous 100 coin star. Wall kicks will work in Cool Cool Mountain is just an introduction to the idea. The small chamber next to the piano room in Big Boo's haunt takes it to the next level. But those don't even compare to the sheer wall kick chaos waiting for you in Rainbow Ride. This section demands multiple wall kicks in a tight, unforgiving space where a single mistake sends you plummeting and forces another full attempt. There's also a time limit, adding pressure and requiring quick, precise execution. The level contains 146 total coins, and the best strategy is to go straight for the blue coins. That way, if you fall into the void or miss too many of them, you haven't wasted an entire run before trying again. After securing 5 of the blue coins, I move straight to the reds, adding 16 more to the total. They're all in the same area of the course, and you can grab them with a mix of long jumps, single jumps, double jumps, and a finishing sliding jump. From there, I hop onto the carpets and ride toward the big house in the sky. I grab 4 coins on the table inside, then pick up 2 more clusters of 5. Once you reach the roof, it looks like a dead end, but it isn't. Drop through the hole to the checkerboard floor below. Head outside and take the warp to access the next section of the level. Here, I work my way down the walkway, fighting against the wind. A gust blows me off, but Mario falls to the platform below, continuing my run. I slide down the striped pole to the back half of the stage, pick up 5 coins, and bounce off the Shy Guy for 2 more. I grab 4 of the 5 coins on the swinging platform before climbing to higher ground. Taking out the lone Goomba, because that's just tradition at this point, I make 3 jumps onto the wooden platforms, snag the final coins, and claim the star. This is it, Tick-Tock Clock's 100 coin star. It's time to showcase everything you've learned up to this point. Precise platforming, tight timing, and unwavering patience are prerequisites here. The level rises vertically with platforms of every shape and size, many of them moving in ways that threaten to send you plummeting and erase all your progress with a single misstep. To counteract this, enter at 12, freezing every mechanism in place. Lure the 2 bob-ombs toward you to snag the first coins, then head straight for the 8 red coins. Backflipping from platform to platform is the safest, most reliable approach. Just remember a few platforms hide 2 reds. Once you've got them all, drop down to the lower platform, hit the question block, and immediately jump again so the coins don't spill off the stage. Continue past the pendulum to the lone block and grab the coins there. Jump past the second pendulum, collect the box coins, then climb the 3 blocks toward the minute hand. The flamethrower can't reach you while you're on it, giving you a safe angle to grab the next box of coins. Scale the hexagonal platforms and backflip to the top of the grate. Cross to the opposite side, head to the pole platform, grab the coins, and avoid the amp. If it hits you, like it did me, it actually freezes in place, giving you a brief escape window. Watch the heave-ho as well. He can throw you straight off the map. Slip around him and clean out both coin boxes. Jump across and ground pound the blue coin switch. The blue coins are hidden, making this one of the most annoying parts of the run. Backtrack and scoop up as many of the 7 coins as you can before they disappear. From here, wall kick up to the area above and climb the block. Double jump, backflip, and double jump again to keep climbing. Carefully tiptoe and shimmy past the obstacles, then work your way up and over the conveyor belts to grab the next box of coins. Keep ascending until you reach the flamethrower. Bait out a burst, hop over it, and quickly snag the coins nearby. Then ride the minute hand to avoid the next shot. Long jump to the final box and claim your hard-earned reward. Those were the 10 toughest stars in Super Mario 64. Which star pushed you to the brink? Sound off in the comments. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, tap the screen to dive into my next video. Diddy Kong Racing. Win every race. The Ultimate Guide.